Morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So it's day one, about to go to the new kidney doctor. And for some reason, I think I saw this group. I'm pretty sure I saw this group whenever I had kidney failure back in 2012. And I didn't really care for them then. So I'm going to give it a try just to see what, they have to say. But I hope everyone's having an awesome start to their Wednesday. But I will bring you along at the doctor's appointment. I just dropped the hubby to get the other rental vehicle. And as soon as I get done at the doctor and get home, we're going to be on the road. So I'll be back. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Actually, saw you a long time ago in the hospital.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, about 6 years ago, I saw you in the hospital. Okay, so they made note here that you wanted to be evaluated, and have you seen a different kidney doctor?
I saw Dr. Antonius, but that was it.
Okay. And
It's been over, I think a year or two ago, I think.
Okay. Did he feel like there's anything going on with the kidneys?
He wanted me to keep an eye out on the protein in the urine, which when I would have it, then he was like, oh, well, it's still nothing to be concerned about. But I have constant pain in my kidney, in its spasms. It's not on the left side, only on the right side. So I kind of felt like, I kind of think he just looked at, well, your BUN and creatine's good, so you really don't need me. And I just know with the failure, because they didn't know at the time, it was questions of why it happened. I had adrenal insufficiency that same year, and I have lupus, so I just want to make sure, because I have a strong family history of kidney disease, and I'm just tired of,
Okay. So you've had an ultrasound of your kidney, I presume?
It's been if I did, it's been a while.
Okay. Well, that'd be certainly a good place to start. I mean, make sure the imaging looks okay. Kidneys generally aren't a source of pain. I mean, usually they don't, hurt. And usually, people have, you're describing spasms. It's usually related to the big muscles that are over the kidney area.
Okay.
And I know they did an MRI of your spine recently, trying to track stuff down. And that was just back in March here. And I mean, they did make note that you had some scarring on the right side around the S1, which is kind of on the low side there, but some scarring that certainly may be contributing some to your discomfort that you're having. I looked over your labs and everything, and really everything does look pretty good on you here from a kidney standpoint. Your potassium is just a little bit low, but BUN and creatinine are within what we consider, normal range. Stage 1 to stage 2 kidney disease at the very most. You have very little protein in the urine. Blood counts look good. Your sedimentation rate, which is really pretty normal, that'd be an indicator of active lupus. Urine sample shows no blood in the urine sample, so that's always a good thing. Usually people that have lupus and affecting the kidneys usually always have microscopic blood, but yours looks completely good. They check complement levels, which again be another indicator of activity of lupus, and that's within normal range. So things look pretty good on your blood work. Your blood pressure is excellent. Let's see what else. I had some old labs I reviewed, and they all look pretty comparable to this too. Like I say, not much protein, no blood, and overall kidney function is holding real stable. As far as what you're taking, your lupus?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's got you on
Benlysta, Infusion every 4 weeks.
And see your this is CellCept. So it's got you on pretty heavy duty stuff for lupus treatment. Taking on baclofen, it's listed here for, I guess that's for muscle spasms. Amitriptyline, usually for pain. Vitamin D and all that good stuff. Okay. And let's see, like I say, we saw you back in 2012 when you had, I guess you looked like you was dehydrated, had a pretty bad urinary infection at that time. And you had pretty severe kidney failure at that time, which improved by the time you left. So that's kind of basically all all the stuff we got on you here. So, ankle swelling, water retention.
I do have that.
Very much.
Not today, but
Not usually, or not every day.
not every day.
Okay. See how your heart and lungs sound. Okay. And where's the pain at that you have? Yeah, you're just up there now.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of the vicinity that the kidneys would be located down deep inside. I certainly think an ultrasound, since you haven't had one in a while, just to make for sure that structurally that it looks okay.
Okay.
Pain's a hard thing to, tease out. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, sometimes scans will give you something that's obvious, but a lot of times it's not very obvious, and you can't really image nerves and things like that to see what's the cause.
True.
But most of the time the kidneys don't cause pain. Usually, if they cause pain, it's either because you got a kidney stone, a tumor, or a bad infection. I mean, those are the findings. Usually, it has to be a really bad infection, and your urine sample looked good today. No sign of a bladder infection or anything. So, certainly not discounting. I believe you have pain, but it's probably not the kidneys, because they just generally are not a source of pain unless structurally something is wrong with them.
Gotcha.
And usually, like I say, either infection or imaging will give us a clue as if that could be the case.
Okay.
You might have a little stone in there that's bothering you. I don't know. Let's just look.
Okay.
But good thing is it doesn't look like lupus is affecting your kidneys at all.
Okay.
So there's no blood in it. There's no unusual protein. There's really no abnormality of the functioning.
Okay.
So it looks like your kidneys are pretty spared, because Dr. Brown's got you on a pretty tight regimen on keeping it under control.
So I go to the restroom at night a lot, and I really don't consume a whole lot of liquids because I guess part of my lupus. She was sending me at one point to get fluids twice a week.
Okay.
But I stopped because it was almost like I was having trouble breathing, like after getting the fluids.
Really?
So I just, stopped going for that. So what causes that, as far as when I know I'm not consuming as much as I'm going to the bathroom?
Right. Well, I guess it kind of like to make sure your bladder's emptying all the way when you do go, so it's not like just an overflow situation. And none of your medication should be contributing. I mean, some medications have diuretic effect. Do you drink much caffeine when you do drink? Not really.
It doesn't matter what it is, I'll never finish it.
No, usually.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just have, urinate a lot at night. I mean, sometimes it's, if you're laying down, it's your pelvic organs pressing on your bladder to give you that sensation that you have to go a lot.
Gotcha.
And sometimes people just have an overactive bladder too. So, we can, like I say, do the evaluation we're going to do here, but it's, it may be something more that you need something to help with bladder spasms or something like that. It may just be a storage issue, because, a lot of people, especially older people, they complain all the time. I go to the bathroom at night, I don't during the day. Some of it's, hormonal changes too, and that your, the brain chemistry, at night, things do change a little bit, and sometimes you don't have that suppressive effect for the need to urinate. So.
Gotcha.
Anyway, let's get an ultrasound, but like I say, I'm going to give you a little, encouragement here that your kidneys look like they're really not being affected at all.
I just didn't want it, because I've been going through long testing. I was on oxygen for like 18 months. So now my stats are still declining. So I'm going through all this stuff. My heart rate's through the roof. My potassium goes low, and they're like, we don't know why. I'm just like, just frustrating. Just trying to check off to make sure.
And lupus is it's a complex disease for sure. I mean, it can affect every single part of your body, and so it's tough. But as long as you're getting treatment for it, that's the best thing you can do.
Awesome.
But let's get an ultrasound set up, and we can get you back for follow up. I mean, unless the ultrasound shows something really remarkable, then we can, maybe it's 4 to 6 months, just do a routine follow up.
Sounds good.
All right, good deal.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to
Take
see you
care.
again.
Come on, grab your stuff here.
All right, guys. So I did get to record, which I will, hopefully the content you can hear it. But I am now heading back to the house to get ready to get on the road. So he wants to do an ultrasound to make sure the anatomy and everything of my kidneys are good. He's saying that normally you don't have kidney pain unless you have an infection or a stone, but when it comes to the lupus. He doesn't feel like it's attacking my lungs, which I'm happy for. But he said my potassium was low. I didn't even ask the numbers because it's always something. Like, I don't take that potassium every day, and I've got to figure something out because I don't like taking the medicine because it makes me really dizzy. So they gave me a printout of everything, so I'm about to look at it and see what my numbers are, and I'll just take some potassium with me. And when I get to Tallahassee, when we go to the grocery store, I'll make sure I get some bananas, and I've got to definitely stay hydrated with water and some type of Powerade or Gatorade, something with electrolytes in it. So, story of my life. So, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to try to edit this video and do a whole separate travel video, like, the dates that we're gone. Wish me luck.